Happy Halloween! My name is VeBRaTO. We are VVoid, a dissociative identity system of 11 people who are all fighting gamers and Buddhists and witches and left anarchists and lovely, wonderful people. I am the feminine consenting fusion of everyone in my system combined. So think Gogeta, Vegito, but like everybody in the void. I will be breaking down the basic mechanics of how the game works, and moving forward we will be making multiple different videos for each person of the void, talking about who they are, what kind of things they love, and what their favorite aspects and mechanics of this game are, including tech and more intermediate to advanced level gameplay and breakdown. For starters, there's single input dashes like Smash Bros. So to walk, you double tap back if you're in the air, double tap forward on the ground. There's no walking back on the ground because the dash auto cancels into itself just by holding back dash. There is also crouch dashing and dash dancing. What you've probably noticed is if you're in the air, you could dash forward and backward as if you were on the ground. Ground dashes in the air, we call those flight dashes. You can also crouch dash those, although doing it backwards is a little bit harder because you have to let go of the holding back and press down to drop into the crouch, and then do another one. At no point in gameplay do you have to crouch dash. Let's just get that out the way. A lot of things that exist in this game in the tech and all of the cool cancels and stuff that you're able to do are option selects. So unlike most traditional fighting games where there is one solution to each problem, this adapts a philosophy much more akin to that of Smash Bros, where there is a million solutions to each problem. So there's a bunch of different options of how you can do things. To float in the air, since forward and backward dash, you have to already be dashing before you super jump. And you can float that way. And the maximum float distance is way further, like moon jumps basically. When you're holding back in the air, you will automatically walk. Double tapping the flight dash will cancel the flight dash into an air dash. You get 4 air dashes and 3 jumps. However, there are certain options that we will break down much further, such as super dash can reset your flight options, but you only get 1 super dash per air time, and your air dashes, etc. Your flight dashes you always have an infinite number of. This game operates in a system of invincibility. So there is a lot of aspects and options that are just completely impervious to different things. If I run towards the foe, I'm completely invulnerable to mids. That means crouch dashing as well, walking as well. Most movement options are invincible to mids. If you spam crouches, you will build a little bit of meter. You also drain the foe some meter. This is basically a spot dodge mechanic. It also gives you full invincibility the entire time. So if you see somebody doing this, it's really strong. The solution to that is just ignore it and key charge, because key charge is significantly stronger, as you see. Spark can jump cancel, air dash cancel, back dash cancel. You can back dash cancel it in the air as well. But if you hold it, it'll go into a walk. The reason for this is because Spark works like a shine from Smash Bros, from Melee. So when it hits and knocks them up, they can tech it after they've landed. In that time, you can movement cancel and do another spark. If the opponent is not in hit stun, there's a lot of options in this game that are based off of hitting the foe in neutral, baiting and resetting. So for example, hitting a spark drains them half a bar of meter. If the opponent is in hit stun, it barely builds them any meter, but it does the damage of a 5H, of a standing heavy basically. So that's basically a very viable optimal combo, and we plan on adding more options like that. For example, shuffling. If you do an aerial and it's right after you jump, your character will short hop. You can also just manually jump and pause, and you can hold it to kind of float in the air with it. You can also fast fall after any aerial to immediately drop down. In Smash Bros, we call this short hop aerial fast fall, or SHFFL, so shuffling. And something that we plan on doing in the future is making it so that if you hit the foe with a shuffled aerial, it'll barely build them any meter or even drain them a little bit, so that you could basically loop them just like sparks. RBD stands for reverse backdash. It's basically doing a dash dance off of a hit. This is really good because as we get to the point of bursts, and like combo breakers and substitutions and stuff, this is very good for baiting. You can also use it with sparks, and this is a spark shine. It's like wave shining, wave sparking with RBDs. You can also do it the traditional way, which is Falco Pillar combos of, you know, jump and then wave land down. Oh yeah, forward and backward in the air plus Dragon Rush equals a wave land. And you could do that at any point in time in the air. You could drop it to Dragon Rush, you could drop it to anything. If you don't hold a direction after, like I'm holding backdash after, that will actually move it backwards like a wave dash. If you don't, it'll drop into a Dragon Rush automatically. So just kind of hold forward or back a little bit when you land. And if you do that, you can go boom, boom, boom. You just have a lot of options and variability and movement canceling in this. The entirety of the game is with canceling. So this game is not like you did that and now your ass is grass. No, if you have meter, you can cancel literally anything in the game on whiff into vanish, including specials. Some specials don't do it immediately, and we plan on going through every single character and giving them more options. We're already doing that. But you can also cancel all attacks into movement. You can do this into backdash, even if it whiffs. You can do it into jump. This J5H jumping heavy doesn't fast fall properly, doesn't air dash cancel and stuff because it doesn't link to the common file. So most of the changes that we've made literally over multiple thousands of changes to the common file. The common file affects every single character in the game, but some things in the characters don't link to it. So after I make this video, I'm going to make a patch that gives her the ability to do all the common file stuff on this one specific attack because it's not working. But I'm pretty sure you can still, vanish out of it. If you hit, however, you can cancel pretty much anything into anything. There's reverse beat, so you can do like a heavy into a medium into a light backwards. You can do light, medium, heavy, like the base game. You can do light, RBD. You know, you can just keep looping that. You can get 2M, 2M, 2M. The max amount of times a move can chain into itself is basically infinite. There's also no damage scaling. So any freestyle combo is actually a viable combo. You can kind of just do what you want. The reason for this is because of the 3 combo breaker systems. Vanish Substitute. Similar to Naruto Storm series, the substitution is a mechanic that will get you out of any sticky situation, and it looks just like a normal vanish. That's a vanish. If I'm hitting the foe and they have more than 1 bar, they can break the combo with it. But if you miss, you will lose that bar of meter. You can also punish that. If you read that they're going to do it, there's a lot of ways to punish it. The Super Dash. Super Dash is invincible to mids, and Vanish counts as a mid. You could just 2H it, you know, like the base game. You can hit it with an aerial, because aerials will beat it. I you know, took an L there, but it's possible. But yeah, there's a bunch of different options. You could just move out of the way, and if they do not hit you, they will lose the meter. However, if the Vanish hits you, they lose nothing. You can also whiff cancel that. For example, if I get the opponent to hit me, and I vanish, I can just Waveland out of it. I can air dash out of it. I can key charge out of it. I can super dash out of it. All of the movement options. Sometimes the air dash won't come out immediately because it'll hit first, but if the character moves, the air dash will come and it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. That's one breaker. Another breaker is if you have half a bar of meter, you can spark. You only need half a bar to do it, but look at my health. If you get hit when you do a spark, even if it's not a spark breaker, just any spark, if you get hit, you take a chunk of damage. So, I toss out a spark, boom, big deal. Now, if I only have half a bar of meter, I can use it as a reversal. If I hit them, I drain the meter, I build meter, and I hurt them, and I heal. So spark is, you know, the Jesus mechanic. But like, if he gets hit, it costs you a lot. Also, doing a breaker costs you half a bar of meter unless it hits. So very similar philosophies as the Vanish substitution. But yeah, you can combo out of it, etc. All the normal things that Vanish can do and Spark can do, their combo breakers can do as well. Reflect is a force pull, like, you know, Star Wars. And you can whiff cancel it into a key charge. By the way, if you haven't caught this, every single thing in the game whiff cancels into a key charge. It's a meterless turbo button, like Guilty Gear 1 taunt cancels. It's like an RC, but it doesn't stop time, and it doesn't cost you anything. We do also have RCs that do stop time in this game though. So yeah, but it's a force pull, and you can key charge cancel it. So you can do some crazy tech like this. Don't worry about it. You do not need to do that. The point is, it exists. It works as the base game does. So if you do a reflect, it'll push them away. However, if you do it before 7 frames, as you're seeing, damn, I'm trying to not do it. I'm trying to get a normal reflect, but I'm too good at this game. Golly. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a reflect. It's a normal reflect, right? It exists. You see it. If you hit a reflect before 7 frames, it's a parry. Think the base game, but it's way stronger. The pause on the character and their action is 2 frames longer. You are able to move 2 frames earlier. The base game's parry of the last patch of Dragon Ball FighterZ, you only have 5 frames to do the parry. In our game, you have 7. And when you do it, you can whiff cancel it into movement. So you can do like parry Dragon Rush. You can do parry Super Dash. You can jump, you can do really anything out of it. You can do double parry. If they didn't go so far. There we go, yeah. And every time you parry, you heal, you hurt the foe. Now, that's just the way that Reflect works in general. Even if you don't hit a parry, you will heal, you will hurt the foe, you will drain their meter, you will build meter. So, a lot of the aspects and options of this game, the core roots of it, are movement is defense. Moving in and of itself, you know, invincibility, armor, parries, etc. is defense. Defense can also be used offensively. A lot of the things are reversals, like Vanish and Spark, etc. And when you do them, you are changing the tides of the game. So the entire thing, just like Genki and Shoki and the core philosophies and principles of Dragon Ball, is all about how you manage your meter. Similarly to in Smash, where you're trying to pay attention to everything that's going on the screen all at once and your brain is exploding, that is this game. The core of it is, because you can whiff cancel, you could do a lot of crazy zany movement. Like, a lot of crazy zany movement. But it's also very grounded. So, as you saw when I was doing the Vanish chain, which is canceling a Vanish and timing right before you hit, or right after you hit, into another Vanish. Aerial combat. Look up aerial combat. Everything that exists in aerial combat exists in this game, but it costs less, and how meter is managed is different, and it's in the changelog. And it will be covered further in further videos. But, yes, so EX Super Dash, air normals in the air. Now, the way that it works in air combat is you have to hit your Super Dash in the air, and then you're now in a grounded state. But in our game, even if you whiff the Super Dash, you're in a grounded state. So you can do all the ground stuff just by doing Super Dash and then another attack. And of course, grounded specials. If there is a move that shares the same properties, like, I'm trying to think of a character, like Broly, his backlight specials is grab, he goes forward. And his air one is he goes up. So his up one on the ground is down, down, light, just like the base game. In the air, if you want to do his forward one, it's down, down, light. Instead of it being like the same special, the reason for this is because we want to universalize it for muscle memory of people who are already familiar with the base game. So if your character does something in the base game, the input is the exact same in this game. And if they have an extra input, it's probably just a down, down. That's the simplified version. Also, every single forward special can be done just by holding down forward. That's down forward light, down forward medium, down forward heavy, down forward special, the S button. Then this is down back light, down back medium, down back heavy, down back S. You do not need to do quarter circle input notations. And unlike Tokan, 2XKO, all the other games, you do not need to, like, you won't get further reward for doing the input notations other than, you know, aura farming. Because this game is so fast, you can cancel so many things. So if you want to do all the input notations and give yourself arthritis, by all means do it. Sometimes we do it just to flex, but you do not need to do it. And if you drop your combo before because of it, you might as well just do the single input notation. We don't want it to be like you have to do the whole motion. There's a lot of things that we've added in this game that allow for more high-level stuff, but you do not have to do them. There is no single meta. There's like 8 metas in this game, and they all counteract each other. So if you're just playing on the ground, that's viable. If you're just playing in the air and you're flying and you're zooted, that's also viable. If you're playing ground to air, like lifting up, you know, the base Dragon Ball FighterZ way, that's viable. And if you're playing air to ground, like you're shuffling, you know, you're playing like Smash Bros, that's also viable. And we plan on adding combo resources for each of those options. For now, your strongest combo resource tool is 5H or 2H. Those are called Dragon Impacts. They basically work like a drive impact from Street Fighter 6. And when you do it, it pauses the screen, you get aura flares up. If the opponent is not in hit stun, it drains them almost an entire bar. It actually is supposed to drain them a whole bar, but if they're, it drains a full bar there. But because they were exactly at a bar, it doesn't go all the way because this game hates us. So, but we'll try to fix that down the line. But basically, it drains, squiggly line, approximately a bar. If the opponent is in hit stun, it will drain them half a bar and some change, a little bit over. Also, while the opponent is in hit stun, they have a little bit of passive meter build constantly. It's very little, but it's an infinite prevention system. The reason for that is because there are options that you could do while the opponent is in hit stun, while you are comboing, to drain their meter. Vanish, for example, costs half a bar and drains the foe a little bit more than that. So, I do launch on. I do a Vanish, it drains them basically like a quarter and a half. So, a chunk added onto half of it. Same thing with EX Super Dash. Anything that drains the foe costs half of what it costs you. So it'll drain them half of what it costs you to do it. So it costs me half a bar to do it. So it drains them a quarter to do it and some change. But basically a quarter. You can use this as a combo. So I can go Vanish, Waveland. And then I can just, because I touch the ground, I get my Vanish back. So if I have a bunch of meter, for example, this is called a meter dump combo. Boom. At no point in this combo can the opponent escape. Because I'm draining them. I'm keeping them from getting enough meter to be able to combo break. These are not the most viable ways to do combos. Meter dumping combos are what you would call true combos. But, and you could do some crazy 2.5D Marvel shenanigans with that, And you can cancel any specials into any specials. Pretty much if you think you could do it, you could probably do it in this game. Unless you think and you're like, wow, that'd be broken because there's no way to break that. Then it's not possible. Like looping a command grab infinitely and stunning them in time. So they're, trapped like Bardock was in Xenoverse. That's not going to happen. But you can really push this game. It is a Kusoge game, which Kusoge literally translates to shit game. Which in fighting game terminology means a game that is ridiculously offensively broken. But it is also ridiculously defensively and movement broken. So it's not just balanced because if everybody's broken, then it's balanced. No, it's balanced because the core principles of the crazy, wacky, offensive stuff you can do are counteracted by a million other defensive and movement things the opponent could do. Yeah. There is crazy tagging in this game. If the opponent is in hit stun, you will have a quick tag. This will also drain the foe just the tiniest smidge of meter. This is so that you can loop tags and combo with them viably. We're probably going to buff it. Not sure yet. It was perfect for the patches that we had in the past where you had to have 2 bars to vanish. But now that you have a bunch of different kind of combo breakers that cost way less, that's not the same. I never got back to Reflect. Reflect force pulls, right? And you have your parry if it's before 7 frames. All that's fine and dandy. But then you have up S. Let me get this aura off me. I'll explain the aura later, don't worry about it. Up plus S, it'll show that gold bubble. This is the perfect parry button. To do it, you don't need to have any meter. But if you do it, it will drain you a quarter and some change. You just lose meter for trying to do it. This is not a reflect. If you do it, you do not have armor. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, spam on me. Also, you can do it to combo break, but I'll explain that in a second. Wow, I'm too good at this game. Please let me mess up so I can showcase what I'm trying to say. Oh my lord almighty. Okay. You see how I just keep getting hit? And I keep losing meter. Also, every time the opponent hits me, they build meter for me attempting to do it. That's because it doesn't armor. Only armors in between frames 7 to 10. So, basically when the hand is out, because the reflect animation, it's like your hand starts back and then, you pimp slap them. When the pimp slap is actually actively out in the air, when you are airbending, that is when you can do the perfect parry. So if you try to do it early, it won't work. If you try to do it after frame 10, it won't work. It is specifically a very tight window. when you do a perfect parry, golly, we're so nice at this game. It stops time. You have a bunch of gold bubbles. It hurts them a lot. It heals you a lot. It builds you a lot of meter, drains them a lot of meter. If you want the specific numbers, check the changelog. But the point is, it's OD. It's like a parry on crack. And so then you could just do really whatever you want after it because of the time stop. Now, the craziest part about this mechanic is because the perfect parry button can be used to break combos. You're getting where I'm coming with this. There's a mechanic in this game called Super Counter, which is really difficult to do, on purpose, made that way. But if you do it, it is now your turn. To do a Super Counter, you need a quarter of meter. To do the perfect parry button in neutral, you don't need any meter to do it. You can just do that. You'll keep losing your meter because you're spamming. I don't know why you're doing that. But you can just do it if you want. But to use it as a Super Counter, you need a quarter. Otherwise, it won't happen because that would be broken. And so, yeah, you can't just Super Counter whatever the hell you want. It's not Tenkaichi 3, Sparking 0, Tenkaichi 2. But, you know, it's similar. That's more of an advanced mechanic. I wouldn't say practice... Wow. I wouldn't say practice Super Counters and perfect parries, like, off the bat. But that is a really strong mechanic, and you will see it. Like, you'll see us using it, and you'll often see, like, the combo counter restart, and you'll be like, what happened in that video? Is because they attempted to do a super counter and failed. So then they'll just, like, kind of drop in place. Also, if you attempt to do a super counter and you're right above the air, like, you're right above the ground, you're just, like, right in the air, and the opponent hit you, you could drop out. This is tech that we call the whiff counter. Whiff counter basically still costs you, doesn't build you anything, doesn't time stop, but it allows you to drop out of a combo if your opponent isn't paying attention with immaculate timing. Yeah, really high level advanced crazy ass shit. Anyways, excuse my French. Dragon Rush can whiff cancel into backdash. It also covers the whole screen, but it won't actually grab them full screen. However, basically the equivalent of Project M or Melee jump cancel grab, T-charge cancel Dragon Rush. That will cover the whole screen. It also lingers a little bit. So if the opponent's like backdashing and then they stop, it will probably catch them within the second. It will linger a bit and just like keep going. Also, it will build you a lot of meter. You build a bar and some change. You can also, directly out of that, out of a Dragon Rush, do a 5H. So this is just free real estate, because if you do a 5H right after the Dragon Rush, you'll get a DI. You'll get your standing one, because basically the game thinks that the Super Dash hit. So the Super Dash will give you a standing 5H, and that will drain the foe. Speaking of DIs, Dragon Impacts, I know I'm all over the place, I'm sorry we have ADHD, go burr. You only get one of those per combo, so it's not an infinite combo resource. After you use the DI, it'll just be a normal attack. I get my 2H, and I get a normal 2H. Also, there is a ridiculous amount of hit stun. That's why you're not seeing the opponent tech out. They are set to tech out. Yep, they're set to tech out. Like, they'll tech out of a spark. But most things are not very techable, because we went through every action and multiplied every single thing in the game by ×2 or ×3 hit stun, including the common file. So the common file, most attacks already linked to that. Then we went through every attack on top of that. So some shit is actually like ×4 or something. You have a ridiculous amount of hit stun. This is so that you do not have to play at the speed of gay, because we will. We're Barry Allen when we play. You know, we're zooted out of our you know, everything that we exist in. But you don't have to do all that. You could really just look at my boy Piccolo. My man's is cringing from how much hit stun he's in. You have all the time in the world to really come up with an idea. And every time you hit the foe, all of your movement options reset, including your air ones. So your 4 air dashes, your 3 jumps, your 1 super dash, you hit the foe with literally anything, they all come back. So if at any point in time you don't know what to do, the opponent gets too far away, just super dash. Just super dash. That's just what you do. You just super dash. And your life will be way easier. I see people trying to come up with combos, and they drop their combos, and you just super dash. You know, it's just gonna work. It's just gonna make you happy. You're gonna be able to do the coolest, zaniest combo. You're like, wow, I want to be Goku. Okay, just mash the light button, super dash. Press medium jump, medium super dash. 5H super dash. If you press a button and then you do a super dash, it's most likely gonna work. But I'm gonna break it with my super counters, or my spark breaker, or our vanish substitute, or you know, some crazy ass tech that I'm not going to cover in this video, but you have like a million ways to break the combo. So the real way to combo in this game is strings. Just nigga do a string. The way that you combo in this game is basically you bait spark counters, because spark breakers are a lot safer to do than super counters. Even though super counters only cost you a quarter and they don't like hurt you like crazy if you get hit, you're not gonna get super counters. You're just not, unless your name is Goichi, Sonic Fox, Kazunoko, Lotus Asakura. That's my nigga. If you're not one of these, you know, goated asthma, somebody in the void, you know, you're not hitting super counters consistently. We don't even hit super counters consistently. Gee willikers. That's hard. So just do a spark breaker. And the reason that you do a spark breaker is because even though you can get hurt trying to do a spark, there's invincibility on the startup of the spark. So if you do a spark, you spark. Hello. Yay! I perfectly timed that. See how I whiffed, I got hit, I exploded. The spark is invincible for the first 15 frames. The easiest way to think about it is when sparks start, no get hit by nothing. But when spark active, when bubble burst, you know, you're not invincible anymore. So when sparks start, Danny Phantom. When spark active, not invincible anymore. So yeah, the spark is like an almighty push. I'm not gonna tell you how I go. And so you can also counter spark with spark, but with like really good timing. Yay! Don't mind me just panicking on the trailer video. Anyways, I don't remember what I was saying. You can also cancel spark into backdash, which means you can pretty much frame one just instantly block. You can just block out of a spark. And because of your movement, your dashes are invincible to things, you can just dash through things to be safe. You know, your mids, dashes, all movement options are also invincible to key blasts, beams, and walk specifically is the god button. This is a taunt. It's straight up a taunt, but look at my meter. Good lord. You build so much meter and you drain the foe 1,000,000 meter, and it's also invincible to supers, including ultimates. So somebody tries to, you know, hit it with a Hazapenya, you could just walk through it and then be like, goofy. So yeah, this draining aspects of it though, like how much meter I'm building, how much meter the foe's losing, right? Only happen if in neutral. All the crazy draining stuff only happen in neutral. For example, also building meter, like key charge, only in neutral. I will not build meter if my opponent isn't hit stun. As a matter of fact, my foe will build meter. Infinite prevention systems. However, key charge also heals you. So many mechanics in this game, oh my god, I can't cover them all. Hey yo, pick a pro. Please just mash on me. Play Smash Bros. Yeah, dual barrel roll. Yeah, okay, thank you. I appreciate you, pick a pro. Give me that. Key charge. I heal. Lots. Yum yum money. Now, if you have more than 2 bars, finally gonna get to this aura shenanigans stuff. Beep, 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 beep. Ooh, ooh. Yay. If you have more than 2 bars, you have aura. What this means is your DI is buffed. So instead of, if the opponent's in hit stun, your 5H or your 2H will drain them half, and in neutral will drain them a bar, you're always gonna drain them a bar. You just always get to drain them a bar. You're comboing, they try to save their meter to get to a vanish, because they know that they can whip cancel their vanish. You need to vanish, do something else, be safe, lose no meter, free real estate, you know, car insurance. You know, they want to do that. So they're like, I'm not going to risk playing this dumb mini game, do my spark, get hit, explode, lose my whole team. F all that. I'm just going to wait to get my vanish. Our good friend TJ was very good at this game. Always be waiting to get vanish. What you do is you don't use meter. If the opponent is waiting to get more meter to have a safer breaker option, you can just bait them out. Build meter, and when you have a lot of meter, when you're in 2 bars, even if they're in a hit stun, you'll drain them a whole bar. So then you get to punish them. The game gives you a lot of reward for playing good neutral, for playing good movement, for doing good fetzies, for all the fighting game stuff that we love to hear. It also gives you a lot of reward for taking risks. There was a lot of risk incentive, like doing a spark to beat a spark, or going for super counters, or saving up your meter, because I could easily just meter dump. You know, I just do light, vanish, waveland, repeat. You know, they're not playing the game. But now I have negative money. I'm broke. And now when they break, I lose, I die, I stop existing. No good, not fun. So save your meter. Because if you get 3 bars, it puts you in power up state. You're now, congratulations, you have just earned the ability to do base game spark power up for free. You are now in power up, so I'm faster, I'm stronger, I build way more meter. So look at my meter though, in comparison to the opponents. Also, my DIs all drain a bar and a half. No meter for you, bad boy. Now I can do this meter dumping stuff, and I don't lose really all that much. You see what I mean? I'm still in power up. Versus if I do like boom, boom, like I do that like twice, I'm down to a bar. Boom, boom, I do it once, I hit them, I do it again, I hit them, I do it again. I can just stay in my power up state longer, so I can methodically use my meter better. Let's say I have a little bit more than 3 bars. All of that, I was still in power up, and they couldn't get to a spark breaker. I kept taking their meter, so they could not get to half a bar. And that was a half bar combo. So you're playing really well. It's going to be like a 3-4 touch game, but it's going to be like a 0 to death, like Smash Bros. Like you're just chasing them to their grave. If you're playing really well, they really won't get out, because even though they're getting out, you can like jump in their spark. Oh, movement is invincible to spark, by the way. So yeah, you could just walk through it, run through it, jump through it, you know, shimmy through it, do that thing that Gogeta did when he dabbed on Broly through it. I don't care. You could just go through it. Vanish beats it. Your mama beats it. The dog beats it. So anything beats spark if it's movement. So, you know, just super dash through it, honestly. Remember what I said, kids. Always just super. It'll just make your life easier. If you're on the ground, super dash, it does not lift into the air. If you're in the air, it works like the base game. But it also whiff cancels. So, you know, it doesn't work like the base game at all. Because the base game don't be doing that shit. So, super dash is really strong. Down plus super dash is VX super dash. That also whiff cancels. That also goes into super dash. If I time it. You have to time it, though. Boom. Super dash. So, like that. It'll also reset your resources. So, just like super dash, EX super dashes will give you an air dash back. It will give you your super dash back, even. So, if I do a super dash, I only have 1. I'm mashing. Hey, yo! I just did it twice. Interesting. Hold on now. That's... Huh. So if you hit a 5H in the air, then it resets your super dash. See, I'm still finding shit out about this game. But the reason that I'm not worried about it, though, right? The reason that none of us, everybody in my head is in bliss right now, everybody in the void, happy people, is because the core mechanics of this game are so balanced that we're finding new tech like every time we breathe oxygen. And we try it out. And it's still balanced. So I want people to try to push it to break this game. Because if there are soft locks, if there are infinites, we're gonna fix them. It's gonna be fine. Like, we've been doing that. We've been working on this game for damn near 7 years. The game's only been out for 7 years. We've been working on it for 5 years. But everything that we worked on with Smash Ultimax inspired us to make this. I'm trying to think of what, like, core things are really necessary to remember. Everything with cancels. You could just, you know, you could just movement cancel like crazy. Most things have invincibility options. Check the changelog. 5H and 2H DI. But you only get 1 of those per combo. Meter management is everything. Things that cost you meter also drain the foe. You can use them to combo. Sparks. Wave shining. Single input stuff. Single input specials. There's a lot. There's a lot, bro. Just like pick up the sticks and have fun. Because you don't even, you know, there's a bunch of different kinds of fighting gamers. There's the people who are like, I want to play a game and have fun. Then there's the people who are like, I want to get good at the game. Then there's the people who are like, I just want to do combos. And this game has it all. So if you really want to play like matches, getting good at this game is really easy. Most fighting games adopt the easy to learn, hard to master. This game doesn't adapt that. This game is easy to get good at, quick to master. So most fighting games, you know, I mean, all this is broken down in the changelog, but you gotta play for a good amount of time to be considered decent. Like days, weeks to be considered like intermediate, months to be considered advanced, years to be considered pro. This game does not follow that formula. It's like you play for a few minutes and you know what you're doing. If you're following like the beginner guide of just bait sparks, move around, use your DI whenever you have a combo. Like, the core philosophy, the principles of the game, very simple. And it'll only take you a few hours to get, like, intermediate to advanced. Like, a day, a few days to be, like, really good at the game advanced level. It's designed for people who don't really play games. Period. Not just fighting games. We wanted to make a game that's so ridiculously easy that, you know, it's just like another video game. You could pick it up and you can do stuff. But it is still, in its core, a fighting game that rewards good play at every single aspect and level of the game. And the other videos that we'll make moving forward will condense and break down and further really get into the meat potatoes. You know, if you're vegan, impossible meat potatoes of it, you know? And so, yeah. Boop, boop. If you have one character left, both assists at the same time, summon Shenlong. He puts you in power up for about 5 or more seconds, around there. It's less than the time that you have a power up state, even like your weakest power up in base fighters. And he recovers your entire life bar and he resurrects your dead characters. They'll have a little bit of health. And while in the power up state, they're slowly, like very minusculely building. It's not working in training mode. But in matches, trust me, they're like constantly building. When you're in Zenkai, you can constantly reset the power-up timer. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hit them. Whole thing resets. If the opponent's in neutral and you hit them with literally anything, it'll reset the timer. Oh, I guess not Key Blast. Game's not registering that. If the opponent's in hit stun and you hit them with a spark, that'll also reset it. Hitting any kind of spark will reset it, and your spark is way bigger. So you can loop those. And at any point in time, if you key charge, it'll reset it. If she's flashing, key charge. Same thing with level 1s. Level 1 supers, by the way, only require half a bar now. They're half bars. And level 2s. Level 3s are only 2 bars now. So. About to run out. Oh no, no Zenkai. Do my level 2. Resets. Even if it doesn't hit. But the whole time it's going, you're not going to lose it. Oh no, I'm running out. Key charge. Oh no, I'm running out. Half bar. Half bar supers take no meter. And if the opponent's not in hit stun, it drains them meter. Let's make sure hers is working. Not draining enough. Definitely going to buff that. But yeah. And while you're in Zenkai, because you're in power-up, you have all the crazy power-up buffs. And you keep your aura the whole time. So you don't need 3 bars. You don't need to like maintain your 3 bars to stay in power-up. You just play like this mini game of resetting your power-up. Also doing a spark counter. So spark breaker. If the opponent is hitting you and you break with the spark, even if it doesn't hit, it'll reset the spark. So on the opposite side, if you're trying to keep your opponent from being in spark, you have to like basically keep baiting them or hit them with a level 2. If you hit them with a level 2, it will lock them for long enough. It will also drain their meter, so they won't have any meter. You can't break out of ultimates, out of level 2s. So it will lock them and it will take away their spark. It will take away their Zenkai timer. And now you're in the second round of the game. As long as you were in Zenkai for the length of it, your characters in the back burner are healing. There's also a bunch of things in this game that can just heal you, like hitting a spark in neutral. Vanish chains can heal you. All of those heal. They also hurt the fuck. Parry heals. Perfect parry heals. I mean, just doing a reflect period, even if you don't hit a parry heals. A lot of things heal. So the whole game, you're popping senzu beans. You know, like, it's life support. So, you just have all the tools in the game to be able to lock down, to be able to pressure, to be able to defend, to be able to move away, to be able to... You could do pretty much anything except, like, stall infinitely. Because if you're in the air and you're trying to, like, key charge, for example, yeah, you could stand in the air. Wow, that's so pretty! I love her aura. Yeah, you could stand in the air and key charge and just be here and, like, you know, whiff cancel and all this crazy stuff. But the key charge on the air will be half all of the properties, like healing, key charge building, like all of that stuff. Key charge also has armor, so Beep, 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 beep. I just tanked all the hits. The only thing that beats it is grab, spark, and vanish. All of those beat it. So you can just pop a spark if the opponent's key charging. But all of those properties, including on armor you heal or you build key way slower, as you probably saw. In the air, if you do a key charge, it will be halved, all the properties on the ground. So if the opponent's just in the air, just, you know, like doing that shit that Go Tanks did, circling the entire globe, you can just stand on the ground and key charge. And I guarantee you, if you use your meter right, you just won the entire game because the opponent wasn't engaging. So there's no camping. And because of all the invincibility to specials, the entire screen is footsies. You're always within range that you can hit somebody and move around and do something, and you're always able to whiff punish, but you're also always able to go into spacing. It's like footsies to spacing back and forth the entire time. There really isn't zoning. She could just cancel her ball into key charge. I could do something like that, for example. Goku Black, he could key charge his Kamehameha, so he could just go Kamehameha, 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 or he could shoot out a bunch of beams. The opponent can just run through it, walk through it, super dash through it, literally spam crouch through it and build meter because of it. Like, it's not a threat. So it's lore accurate Dragon Ball. It has tech from Budokai, it has tech from Tenkaichi, it has tech from Melee, it has tech from all types of different games. Like empty vanish. If I have a bar and I do a vanish, it stops time. It's an RC. It also drains them way more. The reason you're seeing the opponent build a little bit of meter, see how they build meter and then it's going away, is because when you do a vanish, you grant the foe a tiny bit of meter real quick. That's like half a bar. It basically gives them the ability, that's not tiny, that's like a decent amount of meter. It gives them half a bar. It gives them a spark breaker. But the reason for that is, it's Tenkaichi. So anytime you do a vanish, if the opponent notices it, they can always vanish. So you can always do a vanish chain, a vanish war. Vanish chain is vanish into vanish. And if the opponent does a vanish and you counteract with your own, that's a vanish war. You can always vanish war in this game if you're paying attention. But we plan on changing it so that you only give them meter if in neutral, like not in hit stun, because you can make it so that they don't build meter. Like if I do a vanish and I waveland, he never built anything. Or I like air dash, or I hit it, or I do special, right? He never built anything. He didn't build it because I immediately canceled it. It makes it so that even though you can take their meter away, you kind of have to do something else, and we don't really love that if you're comboing. Like, if I'm comboing, I want to just use my vanish, and I don't want to think, oh my god, they could have sparked right here. Now, the thing is, we tested it, and you really only have like one frame to do the spark. It's ridiculously hard. So we might just keep it as it is. But the problem is, if I don't combo off of this, or they got out, they now just have extra meter because I decided to do a vanish in the combo, which is kind of cool. But we realized the game is a little bit too loose because we made it as loose as physically could be and only tighten where necessary. And this was a recent tech that we added. So we're like, let's tighten that down. Let's ground it a bit. But yeah, let me do like an example against the CPU. We plan on releasing multiple different CPU files with the release, which is kind of like level 1 through 9 of Smash Bros. Like where you could just have a CPU that's literally not doing jack. Then you have a CPU that's like, you know, level 3 is like they're very beginner. Level 5 is like, you know, your basic person. And level 7 is like pretty good. Level 9 is like they're like just playing the game right. But that's basically what we want. We can't make the CPU not be dummies. You know, they're still gonna tweak out and dash dance in the air. They're still gonna drop combos. None of us know how to really recode the CPU, and that might not even be something we can do, like within the files that we have access to. But in this specific patch, the CPU can consistently hit RCTs. So RCT, coined from Jujutsu Kaisen terminology, stands for reverse charge technique, just like reverse curse technique. And it's basically, I should probably demonstrate that before I fight the CPU because they're going to do it a lot. It's a high level tech where you cancel a vanish into a key charge. If I vanish sub, boop, 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 right here, still haven't lost it, still haven't lost it, still haven't lost it, still haven't lost it, still haven't lost it. Only when the hitbox is out, now I've lost it. So that's why I think that's frame 35, Vanish Sub. Yeah, you could just cancel that at any point before you actually hit the Vanish, and it won't cost you anything. But neutral Vanish, that will cost you way quicker. If you cancel a Vanish Sub before the 35th frame, you don't lose meter. If you cancel any other Vanish before frame 15, before 15 frames, you don't lose meter. But the substitution one is made that way on purpose, so that way, if you're playing really well and you have access to Vanish Sub, just cancel it. Just do a key charge. Just do something very simply, something else easy. And for my non-fighting gamers, I probably should have described this a long time ago, but all a cancel is going from one action to another thing with no lag in between. So like, if I do dash and then I crouch, and I do them right after each other, dash, crouch, that's a cancel. Or crouch, dash, that's a cancel. Dash, crouch, dash, that's crouch, dash, canceling. Oh yeah! The game rewards and incentivizes canceling everything. But the opponent... I'm gonna put my Vanish button back on. Oh, I already have it on. Okay, cool. The opponent will hit those a lot. And I just messed up my RC2 timing, so I lost the bar. But right there I didn't. I got it right. I messed up at the end. The opponent will do that a lot, because this is the advanced file. But yeah, I'm gonna play against the computer. Okay, let's go. Parry. I baited their spark. Do your spark. Come on. I know you want to. Come on. Ah, there you go. If it ever looks like they got hit and they just stayed in place, that's because they're perfectly RCTing. That's what I was talking about earlier. Perfect parry. Wow. That was a super counter. Nice. Okay. So now I'm going to stop playing beginner level and actually try to, like, win. I just baited, like, 3 of their super counter attempts and 1 of their sparks. Very difficult to see it. So paying attention to both of the opponent's meters, both of the players' meters, is the best way to tell. Right here, they could try to super counter. Right here, they could try to spark break. Now they could try to vanish. But now I have a bunch of meter, so now they're not going to be able to do anything. And I dropped. Nice defense. Good lord. Hey, yo. Let me hit you. Alright. Pop the Zenkai. Nice. So now I'm keeping them in stun so they can't use their Spark Breaker. And now they lost their Zenkai. Who win? 5H. Kamehameha. Sometimes it's the simple and clean. Light. 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 Come on. Come on. Light. Come on. Come on. Light. Light. Yeah! Wait. Light. Yeah! Oh, nice super counter. Jeez. And then they exploded. The end. Okay. That was a lot of neutral. That was pretty much no combos happening because I never meter dumped. And I wasn't properly baiting their attempts to break the combo all that well. So you will see that it will be neutral a lot of the match. But when you're actually playing properly, you'll be able to see like strings of combos that go from they started with full life bar and now they're dead. You will never really see a touch of death combo, meaning it's not a 0 to death where you were like baiting them and beating them multiple times and keeping them in the combo. A touch of death is a combo where you kind of just did a string of attacks and there was nothing the opponent could have done about it. Like the base Dragon Ball FighterZ game has no combo breakers. So it's like touch of death heaven because you just touch them and if you know the proper combo, they cease to exist. They get Hakkai'd. That doesn't happen in this game. The only time you're going to see a TOD is if the opponent meter dumped and they were freestyling a combo really well. Or they come up with some sort of BNB of their own, but it's only like if they have 4 bars they could do it, or like a 3-bar BNB. Then you will get some TODs. But that's with a lot of meter. And as you're probably noticing, I vanish a lot. When you vanish, you lose meter. If you vanish chain, you know, every chain you do builds a quarter. So it costs me half. So I do 1 chain, I get a quarter. I do another chain, I get a quarter. So now I got back what I lost. If I do a 3rd chain, I get another quarter, and I do another one, I get another quarter. So now I've built half a bar, even though I started by losing half a bar. But mathematical. But, you know, I wasn't properly vanish chaining all the time. I wasn't hitting the foe in neutral with sparks. I barely did any reflex, let alone I didn't hit a single super, you know, perfect parry. So not saying you have to do that. Not saying you have to do all these things. But I wasn't doing most of the things all that well, while my opponent was RCTing perfectly. But because the opponent can't combo, I still decimated them with a single character, even though they got their Zenkai, basically whole 2-round process. So it's a mixture of a bunch of different aspects that makes you really good at the game. I'm now gonna play as if I was like at a tournament, and it might be difficult to follow. The last time I played, it might have already been difficult to follow. Now, I'm calling out to the, you know, the Yipes, the Maximilian dudes, the, fucking Leffins, excuse my language. I'm calling out to all of them. The F word on Leffin was not a derogatory towards Leffin. I was just like fucking, trying to think of somebody's name. Anyways, I'm calling out to all the people that are really good at fighting games. Y'all, it'll still probably be hard to follow this part. Nice. Damn, they're kind of clean with the perfect parries. I'm not gonna lie. Got him. Never mind. Damn. Sheesh! No. Cease. Leave me alone. Woo. Yay, an actual combo. You gotta earn those against people that super counter, my goodness. Ah, crap. Oh, no. No, my key. I need that. You don't gotta do this. Alright. Flippin' Gohan, man. Ow. Hey, I hit a whiff counter. I dropped out with a super counter that whipped. Cease! No meter. No. Oh, God. Nice spark. I soft locked them. So that's an example of a soft lock where it's like they still could play the game after, didn't break the game, but because I was vanishing too much in the middle of like hit stun, they try to break it, it kind of paused them. So then I just had to wait. Yay! I love this game. Beam! 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 Bing! Bing! You gonna get hit by this beam, my nigga. You gonna get hit. You gonna learn today. This the real Bing. Yeah! I don't know how long this video is. At a certain point, I was kind of just repeating some of the stuff I said and having fun. Like I said, we will, each of us, just be giving better breakdowns individually. Talking about tech, talking about specific, like, everybody's specific favorite characters. Because there's 11 people in the Void, and they're all very individual. People don't like having, like, shared favorites. So everybody has a completely different team. And that covers almost, like, you know, pretty much the entire cast of the game. Counting all of them, and me, and my brother Dragon. So Dragon is the consenting fusion of everyone in the Void as well, but the masculine fusion. So think Gogeta, Vegito. And I see Dragon like a brother. And then there's Tempest, who's the androgynous fusion of everybody. But Tempest has never played this game, so I don't know who they will play. But yeah, amidst the 11 of V-Void people and Dragon and I, that will be everybody. That will be pretty much all the characters in the game. So everybody's going to be covered. And we plan on making proper combo guides. And man, I feel like showcasing in the trailer against a computer that was actually properly super countering was not a great look for us, because it made it so that it was so much harder to combo. Oh my goodness. But I promise you, it does not look like that most of the time, because most of the time the opponent isn't trying to super counter. And when they are, they're not hitting them. I mean, I tried super countering approximately 20 times in those 2 matches you just watched, and I didn't hit a single one. So, yeah, this is definitely the crack cocaine computer that isn't done with super counters. They were really good with them, actually. It was kind of discouraging, I'm not gonna lie. But I still won by a landslide. So, you know, just goes to show you, you don't need super counter in your life. It's just real strong if you have it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video and you have a wonderful Halloween and y'all get to eat lots of candies and nobody's mean, and we're sending love and blessings, and I really pray that y'all enjoy the game. This is our heart and soul. And we're open to feedback, but if you give critique, please pair it with optimism. If you give critique, please pair it with depth of as to why. Like, if you're like, this feels too loose, or it's a lot, I'll be like, or somebody in the Void, whoever's fronting that day, will be like, oh, in what way? What ideas do you have? Like, constructive criticism that isn't just judgment, lacking curiosity, and / or kind of just, I don't know, not going to help us gear in a better direction. That all said, we are very open to new ideas. Like I said, this game has so many mechanics and so much tech in it, and we've been breaking it open more and more with every patch that we make, and all the time that we competitively play against our friends, with which we will be uploading matches. For years, the game has just gone through so many phases, so it's changed so much. But in that entire time, excuse me, it's gotten more and more loose. And so, suggestions from traditional people on how to tighten things, suggestions on how to add more combo resources. If y'all think Super Counter is too strong, that's literally our most recent mechanic. Let us know. Let us know. Don't let us hack it. You know, don't attack us, please, man. But yeah,